So for underneath my eyes, because I do have a really big crease there, I like to use the HourGlass Veil primer because it just really smooths everything out. And so when I put on primer, I don't really need to pull or really dab that hard to actually spread the product out. So that's why I like to use Veil for underneath my eyes. I have a slight shadow over here, so I just kind of like to cover it. And for foundation this time, I'm using the Born This Way, and this one is in the shade Vanilla. And then we're on to the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, and this one is in the shade Light Neutral. I'm just gonna put a little bit underneath my eyes because this concealer is actually super full coverage. Now I'm gonna do my eyebrows. I'm using the Fenty Beauty Brow MVP, and this is the shade Medium Brown. And for this look, the first color I'm going to use is from Natasha Denona, and this is the Mini Star palette, and I'm using the middle shimmery shade right here. This one right here to put it just all over my eyes. I'm going to use a fluffy brush, and I think this one's like a concealer brush from Real Technique, but I never use brushes for concealers anyway, so I'm just using it for the shade. I'm going to put that all over just like a base. So this is kind of like a champagne color. I'm just really putting it on. And for the second color, I'm also using Natasha Denona's palette, and this one is the Eyeshadow Palette 5. And I'm using this shimmery shade right here for the second color. And I'm just using the same brush to get into the color. So this one is way more glittery. Yep. And the last color that we're gonna put on our lids is the Fenty Beauty Diamond Bomb. And I think not only this is a great highlighter, it's also a very good eyeshadow. I'm using a smaller dense eyeshadow brush to apply this color on the lids. I feel like the Diamond Bomb's glitter just really gives you a lot more dimension. And then for the inner eye corner, I'm gonna use this KAJA eyeshadow, and this is the 01 Rose Water, and I'm gonna use a lighter shade in there, which is a glittery shade. This glitter is the brightest one that I've used so far, so I'm just gonna put that into my inner eye corners. Because this is already pretty bright, I need to find something even brighter. So right here. Just place it right here. I'm gonna drag it a little bit down here as well. And then for the lower lash line, I'm going back to the Natasha Denona Mini Star palette, and I'm using the beigey color, the nude color right here. This one right here for the lower lash line. And then for eyeliner, I got this Marc Jacobs one, and this is the liquid gel eyeliner in black. Before I draw my eyeliner, I always like to curl my lashes first, so I'm just gonna do that real quick. And let's do this. You can really use the tip to sketch out the shape that you want because it's really fine. And if your hands are wobbly, you can definitely tell from your wing liner. Some mascara. So I cut my lashes like this near the ends. So I'm gonna stack this on top of this later, so the ends will be a little bit thicker. So it'll look like this. After I stuck them on, I just like to use my lash curler just to squeeze them together. For my inner corners, I'm also going to use the Marc Jacobs one because I did put a lot of glitter in there, and this one just slides in there easier. And I just have to be really steady. Now it's time to put on some bronzer to warm up my face. I'm using a smaller brush this time because I just want it to be more precise. So I'm just dabbing it over here. Dabbing it over here. Not a lot, just to warm up my face a little bit. And I don't normally contour my forehead because my forehead is kind of short already, so I just leave it alone. Well, there's really no point bronzing my forehead actually this time because we are putting on bangs. And also, we're gonna brush off the powder right here. And down here. Still look a little bit pasty, but I think after putting on some blush, it'll be okay. I got the sample size Milk Makeup, I think lip and cheek, and this one is in Work. It has a little bit of a citrusy smell too. Let's try that on the cheeks. I'm gonna put it on my finger and then dab it on. And I love the shade of this. Oh, should I just use this today? So now we're gonna do a little bit of highlighting. I'm using the Fenty Beauty, and I'm using this lighter shade, not lighter, but wider shade right here. And I'm just gonna use a small flat brush and dip into that wider color for the nose highlight because I don't want it to be super glistening, just a little bit. So right here. I'm gonna brush that off a little bit, and then I'm gonna use the shade next to it, just a little bit right here. And then I'm gonna use a fluffy eyeshadow brush and use a little bit of the same color and put it on my cheeks. I just want a little bit, so that's why I'm using a small eyeshadow shade. Ooh, this color right here actually goes really well with the blush. Gosh, what am I talking about? Oh, also, I have to put my Beauty Marc back on. I'm also just using the Marc Jacobs. It's a really intense black, which I love so much. We're gonna do something else for the lips, even though I really like this color. I think I'm gonna be using it every single day. And this one is normally my go-to because I really like the pinkish nude color. And then I'm dabbing on the color Fetish 3 lipstick from Pat McGrath. I just make sure I really try to mix the color in. So I got these bangs from insert name here, and they come in a net like this. So let me just take it out. Ugh, I always have a hard time taking it out. So it has 3 clips, one right here, here, and here. I didn't straighten it or anything, it just came like this. Clipped it right here, so these hair won't come down, it won't mix with the bangs. What?
He's funny with bangs. Look at that. Look at you. It's a style.
Finally understand why my friends in high school always carried a brush around, because it's actually so hard to keep your hair even with bangs. So this is the finished look. So today's look is really glistening. It's really glowy, glistening-y. Is that what I wanted to say? It's very glowy. Got highlight on my cheeks, on my nose, and also for my eyes. It's really, you know, sparkly, and it really just looks like, I don't know, it's like a wet look. And yeah, I put on some bangs, and that's it. And a beanie. Thank you so much for clicking in and watching, you guys, and I'll see you guys soon.